Hello and welcome to all the ghouls and vampires out there. I'm Joe here with me, my co-host Dan.
Hello and greetings.
And today we are going to continue the Halloween podcast. Jamie ends up overhearing Rachel's whining, so she reacts rather sensitively and runs back to her room after saying it's okay. Rachel, feeling bad with her mother staring daggers at her. You can't blame the mom. Her daughter's being bratty. As Rachel is making a big fuss about, Brady was finally willing to make a commitment. I'm sorry, but this is high school. Not, college or the real world. I shouldn't say the real world. Adult world of romance. Where, sure, it's important, because we all know real world, that kind of phrase makes no sense, linguistically speaking, as even high school is a real world to an extent. But of course, if you look at it from a theological angle, the only real world is that of, heaven. So, yeah, we're not living in the real world. I'm joking. Sorry, I hope people don't mind I troll a little. But, kind of, but not really. But the thing is, Rachel is being bratty, and she's, to her credit, quick to recognize that she was behaving childishly, and goes upstairs to make peace with Jamie and to beg Jamie's forgiveness, which will cost her double scoops of ice cream.
Tall order.
Well, in this economy, it'd be terrible. In that economy, it's like what, $1.50 or $1.15 probably. No, wait, it's the 80s. It might be 50 cents. Today it'd be like $8 to $10. Actually, in some places I know it is about that much for just double scoop. You kind of wonder. Last time I went to an ice cream parlor, it was about $4.50 almost. It was terrible. Which, with the exchange rate, became about $6 to $7. My point stands. So, yeah. Rachel is basically reaching out to Jamie, who's holding the dog, who's basically bowled over onto his back, almost over her legs. Arguably, this is almost hinting at what's to happen to the dog later, as he's to perish in the movie. Poor dog. Rachel agrees to take Jamie out, as mentioned, and we cut to the hospital, l'hôpital, où Loomis proceeds to ask is it his boss or his employee? One can mistake him for his employee, when in reality he's kind of his boss, and asks him, why wasn't I notified? Notified about what? You know darn well what I'm talking about. At which point his boss tries to make excuses, because he's a bureaucrat. All they have are excuses. And Loomis, being the man of action and premier badass that he is, proceeds to, disagree with him rather strongly. Doofus in Chief, though, ends up saying, I think you need mental help, to Loomis, which...
Projection aside.
Yeah, but too often... From what I've seen in my life, it's always the sanest people who are accused of being the most insane, which is pretty funny. Then again, I've even heard people say Mark Twain, for example, was crazy, which is one of the dumbest statements I've ever heard.
And one of the craziest ones.
Yeah, but it was made by Hollywood actors, whom we all know are pretty nutty and evil. So you have statements like that fly. So, yeah. So, Loomis, I don't think needs mental help so much as he needs a whole group of exorcists and rednecks around him to help him out with carrying his duties. I'm just saying, considering in these movies how he's up against pretty much a demon. And he does pretty good, all things considered. You'd think a crippled 80-year-old would need backup, but apparently he gets by on himself. What is he, Rambo? Anyways, The call comes in that, well, the ambulance crashed and Michael Myers is unaccounted for, and this could be a problem. No.
Really? And then you essentially have Loomis pretty much giving a look, I told you so.
Oh, well, he might have said more, but all that had to be said has been said. So, yeah. Anyways, don't forget to smash that like and that subscribe button as though you were Michael taking out one of his victims.